everybody. Dr. RJ here again, coming from the Colorado Chiropractic Association. I was going to say coming from, but it's really live with the Colorado Chiropractic Association, promoting our Rev Up. So if you haven't heard, I don't know where you've been living or what rock you have been under, but you should probably wake up and realize that the Colorado Chiropractic Convention is now called Rev Up because it's way cooler. People want to go to Rev Up instead of a convention. So get behind it and get on board with it. So again, Rev Up stands for relevancy, excellence, and value, and that's what we're determined to bring you from the Colorado Chiropractic Association. So this year we are going to have an amazing event, October 21st to 23rd. Today I'm just bringing on another wonderful, amazing human being. He's a brother chiropractor, brother in Christ, phenomenal person. I had the chance to meet him in California. We're out there for a rally. Some of you guys might know the name. He's one of the more loud, vocal people during the whole COVID stuff. We're not going to bring that up today. We're past that, but you might have heard his name. So I have the distinct pleasure and honor of sharing the screen today with a dear friend and, like I said, my brother, Dr. Eric Naputi. How are you, bro?
I'm great, Dr. RJ. It's so great to see you and hear from you. I love what you got going on. Love what's happening in Colorado. I'm so excited to be a part of this event, and we're going to bring it, buddy. It's going to be awesome.
Well, I know, and that's why we wanted you to come. He's been practicing almost 20 years in St. Louis area. You've owned, up to 20 clinics. You made the comment before you're trying to get down to one. I mean, that's the sane thing to do. But it's just awesome with what you do and how well you help people. I've sent some of my practice members to use you because you do things. You're still a chiropractor, but you look at it differently. You're very principled. But you do some other things in your office that I don't. And, that's part of healthcare is you help people get the results that they need. And so I was, from our conversation stuff, we were talking about traumas, thoughts, and toxins, and that sparked huge interest to you. And we were sharing some before we got on here. Just tell these people what you're going to be bringing to Colorado and why is it so important that we still use traumas, thoughts, and toxins in our everyday practice.
Well, I mean, Dr. RJ, I don't know about you, but when I was trained on chiropractic and as a chiropractor, we detect and remove vertebral subluxation. That's how I was originally trained as a chiropractor. And I was taught that there are three things that cause subluxation: thoughts, traumas, and toxins. Well, I'm a common sense farm boy, so I thought, all right, if that's the cause of the problem, I better be looking for those. And one of my mentors suggested to me years ago, he said, Eric, if all you do is adjust the spine, are you really getting to the root cause of the problem? If negative thoughts, if toxins or traumas are the cause of the problem, what if you could dig deeper? And that really just sparked a whole rabbit hole for me to go down. And my background, I was sports medicine pre-med. I wanted to be an orthopedic surgeon. So my first 2 years in chiropractic school were a repeat. I knew all those ortho neuro tests. I knew how to assess a patient. I understood all that. So I spent every weekend at every stinking seminar I could go to, everything from functional neuro to applied kinesiology to philosophy to upper cervical, you name it. I wanted to get dipped in all of it because I knew I had 4 years to figure out how to help as many people as I could and to make a living. So I jumped into that, and I jumped into that hard. And so RJ, that led me down the road. The thoughts, traumas, and toxins led me down the road of having some of the largest practices from a volume standpoint across the country. And it also allowed me to have amazing relationships with doctors, hospitals, neuro, ortho, internists. I mean, we get referrals from every possible healthcare provider you could think of because we go after the thoughts, traumas, and toxins mentality. We measure those things. I'm going to teach everybody how I practice. Now, how I practice doesn't necessarily mean that's the way that you have to do it, but how many of y'all know that the guy that ran the first 4-minute mile, nobody ran it until he did it. And then once people saw him do it, they were like, well, if that joker can do it, so can I. Look, if a little farm boy from Central Illinois can have 20 multi-million-dollar practices, be in the healthcare system, be deep in the nutritional aspect. If I can do it, RJ, anybody can do it. But I'm all about teaching people what's possible. So, in the past 20 years, we've been blessed to open up all these practices, train doctors all across the country. I've trained at the American Academy of Anti-Aging. I've trained with doctors at Washington University. So we've used the thoughts, traumas, and toxins mindset, mentality, and foundational understanding to positively infiltrate into the healthcare community, into the hospitals, into the surgeons, into everything in the St. Louis area. I'm going to teach everybody the power of that. I'm going to teach everybody how you can do that. So that'll obviously help your practice. But what else will happen is if you can get a better foundation, a philosophical foundation as a doctor of chiropractic about how you can affect thoughts, traumas, and toxins, and how your patients can be affected by thoughts, traumas, and toxins, that can potentially add more power when you go out and you speak in your community. I mean, it's all about attraction. And I'm telling you, the most attractive thing that we've done in our practices is really hammer that thoughts, traumas, and toxins mentality. And it's been a game changer, RJ, truly has.
Yeah, it probably sits really well with the medical community too when you're going in and doing chiropractic and you're not trying to be, just like a medical doctor who's really good at diagnosing, right? Like I always say, like you don't want to go into a battle with a medical doctor to diagnose something. That's just not what we do. And if we stick to chiropractic, that's when they sort of have to respect us and go, well, that's why I'm sending people to you is because you do the chiropractic part.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's worked the same,
100%. I mean, look, I don't care what your diagnosis is. That means nothing to me. Knowing all these dead doctor tests, right? Yeoman's, Lockman's, reverse, all these dead doctor tests. Like doctors are so great about naming conditions after themselves, right? Like you don't want to be diagnosed with the Naputi syndrome, right? Whatever that is. I don't care about that. I care about on a cellular physiological level, what's causing that problem. DC is doctor of the cause. And so that's what I always tell my community. That's what I tell the doctors that we work with. And they love that because they know that if they want to get a deeper understanding of what the root cause of their problem is, they're going to send their people to us. And we're going to analyze their nutrition. We're going to look at them from a nerve standpoint. But the number one thing, I don't care if you come into my office with a stubbed toe, irritable bowel syndrome, headaches, migraines, autism, whatever, you're getting checked and adjusted because if the brain and the nervous system isn't working, we're electrical first, but nutrition's great and all these other things are awesome. But if the electrical nervous system doesn't work, nothing's going to. And we are hardcore honing in on that. RJ, in my office, I've got cardiologists that work for me. They're all about thoughts, traumas, toxins. I got psychiatrists that work with me, thoughts, traumas, toxins, pediatricians, thoughts, traumas, toxins. It's all about that. My patients, because we talk about thoughts, traumas, and toxins, quite honestly, are more educated than a lot of the healthcare practitioners that they go and see because they understand what health truly is. So it's pretty sweet. It's really a lot of fun. It's a lot of work, but once that gets going, man, it's like a freight train you can't stop, buddy. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I mean that's what the people want, right? Want to be doctors of cause, not just treatment of symptoms. Right. And it's just so fun. You hit so many nails on the head there with going in and looking at the cause. But the biggest thing is that we're electrical, right? We are brain to body communication or brain to body, brain to cell, and you have to work. And that's, I keep going back with that for people all over saying you have to have your nervous system work, right? Well, this guy said it's a muscle problem, right? But what controls the muscle? And the world has done a really good job of taking away the neuro, right? Now it's just, it's your muscular system. Yeah, but it's neuromuscular first. And RJ, then you have those conversations. It's just interesting, right? Like if they could just understand that chiropractors are the greatest neurologists, the muddy water ends.
If you go back and look at some of the early physiological textbooks, I'm like talking about Guyton's number 1, Guyton's number 2. They talked about the neuroimmune system, the neuroendocrine system, it's all about the brain controlling it all. I mean, it really truly is. I mean, there's so much politics behind that, right? The reason why they tried to knock the neuro out of everything. And you're right, chiropractors are the best neurologists. I just had the opportunity to be an expert witness in a big government case, and I was able to show the government how chiropractors have more education in diagnosis and physiology than our medical doctor counterparts. Now, I'm not against medical doctors. I'm a big fan of them. I have several that are at my office right now working with and for me. But if diagnosis, which is finding out what the cause of the problem is, and physiology is how the dang body works in the first place, I think you'd want to have as much of that as you possibly can. My dad's a mechanic, and you're not going to go to a brand new mechanic that doesn't know how the engine in this car works. You want to go to somebody that knows everything about it. And it really, truly is amazing, especially when I was a young chiro. I had no idea how much more we knew about diagnosis and physiology. And it's not a challenging game. It's just that if you don't know, you can't step up to your greatness, if that makes sense, right? And the biggest problem that most of the doctors have, that I experience, is the 6 to 8 inches between their ears is so convoluted with minutia. And if you just wipe all that out, get back to the basics, thoughts, traumas, toxins, you're here to serve this community, set yourself on fire, and people will come from miles around to watch you burn. And I'm living proof of it. Again, if a pig farmer from Central Illinois can do all this stuff, RJ, anybody can do it. But you got to be certain in who you are, certain in what you do, and you have to have a system. And I'm going to talk about systems as well at my talk.
Awesome, man. I can't wait. I can't wait to have you out here. I can't wait to spend more time with you. It's always a pleasure to hang out with you and to sit around and talk. I mean, that to me, that's what this community brings. And, that's where I think you grow, is really with the group of people. You learn a lot in the room. I mean, it's always important to hone your skills and hone your craft and be a lifelong learner, because that's where you start to excel and grow. But it's that hanging out with each other and that bonding. And that's why people are like, why do you do this? I'm like, because I just want to hang out with cool people. Right. And I really love our cool chiropractic community. And to me, all chiropractors are cool, no matter what you do. You're a DC, so you're automatically deeply cool, or deadly cool. Maybe we should change that. Maybe that'd be a great T-shirt. DC, deadly cool. And I'm a chiropractor. But yeah, if you guys want to come and hear Dr. Naputi more, get signed up, get registered. It's going to be a phenomenal event. Again, amazing lineup of speakers. People hitting all aspects of it, just here really to serve and share. And we just want the room to grow. We want chiropractic to grow. So people always say, why do I get involved with the state association? What's my agenda? My agenda is to make more people in Colorado go see chiropractors. That's it. How's it benefit me? Well, if more people are doing it, there's more people going, and there's less fighting to convince people to go, because it's that cool thing. So that's what we really hope to do through all this, and bring all these people out to give you stuff to leave and go and implement immediately. So again, October 21st to 23rd in Aurora. You can click the links below to get registered. Again, Dr. Eric's going to be there. The pig farmer from Central Illinois. He's going to teach us how to suey all the way back. But I know you're a busy man. We got to respect time. Any final words? And the final words I ask for, and all the time doing this, is, why should people join and be members of the Colorado Chiropractic Association? Why are associations important to our profession?
RJ, it's real simple, my friend. Don't be on an island by yourself. Trust me, there's going to be a time, and the time is actually now, that you're going to need a community and a unity around you and behind you, and you need to be a part of that. You need to be a part of something that you can contribute to and that can contribute to you. There's no way I would be where I'm at, or RJ, where you're at, if we didn't have a community, and this community can help you grow. Let's be blessed to be a blessing to others. Come hang out with us together in October. I can promise you, I will be bringing it like no other, and we're going to have some fun. We're going to build each other up in strong and noble thought. Everybody will be able to leave there with action steps they can start putting into play on Monday, RJ.
Awesome. Well, I can't wait. It's going to be an amazing time. Thank you again for joining me today. Until next time, rev up.